to
Five,
have a little
four,
sickness, a 43rd anniversary, and a
one.
big choral event.
Five,
Sometimes these
four,
things all happen at once.
3, 2, 1.
We're going to have a
Five,
number of reports
4, 3,
tonight.
2, 1.
Flag.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4.
Okay. The Board of Trustees of
2,
Cypress-Fairbanks
1,
Independent School District
5,
is now convened in
4,
the Committee of Whole
3,
meeting on
2,
Thursday, April
1,
14th, 2016, in the
4,
boardroom
3,
of the Cypress-Fairbanks
2,
Independent School
1,
District Instructional
5,
Support Center,
4,
10300 Jones Road, Houston,
1,
Texas, at
5,
6 p.m.
4,
for the purpose of reviewing that portion of
2,
the Monday,
1,
April 18th,
5,
2016
4,
school board agenda,
3,
designated
2,
as action
1,
items, and to
5,
hear designated
4,
reports and recognitions
3,
posted in the
2,
meeting notice
1,
as required by
5,
Texas law.
4,
No action will be
3,
taken at this meeting.
2,
I want to
1,
welcome the members of our
5,
audience and our
4,
television viewers to
3,
this meeting of the Board of
2,
Trustees.
1.
As
5,
the Cypress-Fairbanks
4,
Board of Trustees,
3,
we are here to
2,
set goals,
1,
listen to
5,
reports,
4,
approve budgets,
3,
contracts,
2,
personnel appointments,
1,
and make policy
5,
for the district.
4,
It is not the
3,
role of the board to
2,
make day-to-day
1,
operational
5,
decisions.
4,
The management and
3,
day-to-day operations of the
2,
district are
1,
the responsibility
5,
of the superintendent.
4,
We have policies
3,
and procedures in
2,
place to resolve
1,
concerns and
5,
issues.
4.
This is a public
3,
meeting of the Board of
2,
Trustees, not a
1,
meeting of the public.
5,
Prior to this
4,
meeting, board members
3,
received information
2,
related to items on
1,
tonight's agenda.
5, 4,
Agenda items will not
3,
necessarily
2,
be handled in the order
1,
listed on the
5,
notice.
4,
The meeting is open to all
3,
who wish to attend
2,
and hear the matters
1,
discussed.
5,
During the course of this
4,
meeting, the board may determine
3,
that a closed session
2,
is necessary.
1,
In that event,
5,
the board will meet in
4,
closed session to consider
3,
matters
2,
duly posted for this
1,
meeting as
5,
permitted by
4,
sections
3,
551.071
2,
through 551.084 of the
3,
Texas Government
2,
Code.
1,
These proceedings
5,
are airing live
4,
on CFTV, Channel
2,
16, and
1,
CFTV
5,
online
4,
on the district
3,
website.
2,
They will also be
1,
rebroadcast throughout the
5,
month on Channel
4,
16
3,
and available as
2,
video on
1,
demand on the website.
5,
For the
4,
tape to adequately
3,
reflect the proceedings,
2,
I respectfully
1,
ask
5,
that you refrain
4,
from talking while others
3,
are speaking and
2,
that all cell phones
1,
are turned off
5,
or in silent mode.
4,
Thanks for
3,
taking the time to join us
2,
this evening and for your
1,
interest in the
5,
Cypress-Fairbanks
4,
Independent School
3,
District.
2, 1.
I do have
5,
some Boy Scouts
4,
with us tonight, and I'm going to
3,
call their troop
2,
numbers
1,
and names and ask
5,
them to stand.
4,
Troop 747,
2,
Noah Albrecht,
1,
Eric Orsak,
5,
and
4,
Colin Morris.
3,
Let's give them a round
2,
of applause for
1,
attending.
5, 4, 3, 2,
We
1,
appreciate our scouts
5,
that come
4,
and learn about their
3,
government badges
2,
and all of the
1,
experiences
5,
that we have here. So
4,
we appreciate you
3,
coming, gentlemen.
2,
We also
1,
have Troop 619,
4,
Ben and
3,
Jackson Countess.
2,
Could you guys
1,
stand? Let's
5,
give them a round of
4, 3, 2,
applause.
1, 5.
Are you also working on a
4,
government badge?
3, 2.
Great. So glad
1,
to have you here today.
5,
We appreciate
4,
it.
3.
All right, so let's go to
2,
the reports
1,
part of our agenda.
4,
And we
2,
have a couple of
1,
reports.
5,
The first
4,
one, 4A,
3,
the administration will provide a report on the
1,
design of
5,
Watkins Middle School
4,
additions and renovations
3,
and
2,
Leader Elementary
1,
School renovations.
5,
We have
4,
two presenters,
3,
Dylan
2,
Brady and
1,
Dan Gross.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4.
Good evening, President
3,
Mingoya, trustees,
2,
Dr. Henry,
1,
associate
5,
superintendents.
4,
I'm pleased to join you this
3,
evening as we
2,
have our
1,
consultant
5,
team, PPK Architects,
4,
here to walk us through
3,
a design development
2,
update for
1,
Watkins and
5,
Leader.
4,
We have Eric
3,
Smith
2,
and Brandon Ross,
1,
who will take us
5,
through the presentation.
4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3,
Control booth, it's a
2,
bit hard to hear.
1, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Let me correct that. Make sure you
5,
know I'm talking about the
4,
speakers.
3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good evening,
1,
Dr. Henry,
5,
President
4,
Mingoya, members of
3,
the board.
2,
We're so thankful
1,
to be here tonight
5,
and excited to
4,
present to
3,
you a
2,
report on
1,
Watkins
5,
Middle School
4,
and also renovations to Leader
2,
Elementary School.
1,
Before
Five,
before I get
four,
started on the presentation,
three,
I do want to
two,
thank a few people
one,
for all their
five,
input. Certainly,
three,
the campus staff
two,
at both
one,
Watkins and
five,
Leader.
five,
I want to thank them for
four,
giving us a lot of
three.
time and great input, and also the facility staff. Project manager Jesse's been great to work with, and everybody in facilities. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my associate in charge, Brandon Ross, to walk you guys through the design development presentation.
Thank you. Renovations and additions to Watkins Middle School and Leader Elementary School. Jumping into the existing site plan, these two facilities are two existing campuses that share one site plan. As you can see here, located at Keith Harrow and Cairn Village Drive is existing Leader Elementary and Watkins Middle School. We're doing these two projects combined under one contract to achieve some savings. Zooming into Leader Elementary School, you'll see right at the corner of Keith Harrow and Cairn Village, the current setup of the elementary school provides the bus loop, which is right off of Keith Harrow, and the parent drop-off off of Cairn Village. Zooming into Watkins, further down Cairn Village, both drive lanes are currently located off of Cairn Village, the parent drop-off at the front and the bus drop-off at the back. The proposed site plan, we are going to reorganize the site. As you see on here, there will be improvements at both Leader and at Watkins, allowing us to utilize the open area of the site, which will now house a new 4-lane track, athletic events, rebuild a practice field, and allow us to make traffic improvements on both sites. At Leader, the existing parent drop-off and stacking lanes will be lengthened. We had comments from the county and precinct and major upgrades that will allow this stacking to move on-site and improve traffic flow along Cairn Village and get those parents off of the street. The bus lane will remain in place. The hardtop gets relocated, and there are new sidewalks and fences provided along Keith Harrow and along Cairn Village to provide a safe path of travel and discourage students and pedestrians from crossing anywhere along those streets. Down at Watkins, the new paving is going to include the replacement of the existing parent drop-off and of the bus drop-off. So both of those will be completely done with new concrete. The addition you see located at the front entry of Watkins is a 20,000 square foot addition. There's a secondary addition at the back, which provides some additional mechanical space. The renovated football field remains in place but gets planted with new grass. As you see on here, there are portables and a construction phase plan that we've identified and we'll get into in the schedule. Some more are located at the front to allow us to get in and do these significant renovations and additions at the school. The overall proposed site plan at the end of construction, once we remove those portables, will provide 8 future portables that are part of Watkins to be brought on site as needed in the future. The replacement bus loop and parent loop will both be all new. The parent drop-off actually becomes an in and out, which will also improve traffic. Currently, there's one drive lane in and out. Existing floor plans at Leader is an open concept. Existing campus is going to remain the same but receive upgrades. It has a 2-story academic area with the classrooms located downstairs. The upstairs is some teacher lounge, offices, and support spaces. At Watkins is a 2-story structure. On the first floor, the athletics, music, arts, band, and fine arts are located in the 2 wings. Centrally is the admin and the 2-story classroom space. On the second floor is the library at Watkins, along with the 2nd story of academic spaces and science. For proposed new plans, this is Leader. Looking back at the first floor, we're doing a complete finish replacement. All of the classrooms in the library will receive new carpet, new LVT, and removal of the existing surfaces. The whole campus is going to be repainted. and all exterior windows get removed and replaced with new 1-inch low E efficient glass. On Watkins, this slide illustrates the 2 additions and the major renovations going on the first floor. The addition located at the front is going to be the admin space, which will allow us to pull the admin to the front of the building to better communicate with the community and the front of the school. The smaller addition in the back is an additional 1,000 square feet. Approximately, that's going to serve the mechanical yard with MEP spaces. The purple areas on there are major renovations. The classrooms, when we pull that admin out, is going to allow us to renovate all the classroom academic areas and reuse the area that was previously where the admin was housed. Here's a composite plan. I'm back too far. Here we go. The second floor is the library. Currently situated on the second floor is the Watkins Library. We're going to take advantage of that, leave it in the same space. There's a large skylight located in there, which we're able to maintain and achieve the natural light. By pulling the addition and the admin out to the front, we're going to better be able to take advantage of the central core of the building downstairs. Zooming into the new administration space, this is approximately 20,000 square feet, as I mentioned, and allowed us to reprogram the entire admin area, which currently was not laid out in an advantageous way in the middle of the building. This allows for new workrooms, offices, check-in, and a secure vestibule at the front. Also to the right will be a new large group instruction area, which allows classrooms and larger groups to get together, observe science, and have additional curriculum. On the first floor, back in the previous center of the building, we're going to completely renovate the science labs. They get all new finishes, all new casework, science tables, and all new finishes throughout. In the athletic areas, we are reconfiguring but working within the existing spaces. We're removing and replacing all the lockers. We're removing existing showers and fixtures to replace them with new, to free up some space and better program it for improved and increased storage. And here's the second floor on the library. So again, this remains in place, but we will completely renovate it. All new bookshelves, finishes within the space, take advantage of the skylight above, and we opened up behind the library to provide workroom, periodical space, book storage, and AV support. Second floor, mechanical and science. We will be locating 2 new science areas above the addition in part of the new construction, which will supplement the spaces already out there. Exterior design, here's the new reworked front entry. By adding the 20,000 square feet at the front of the building, we've been able to identify an entry to the campus, added a new canopy so that there's a covered drop-off area, and enclosed a secure courtyard. The elevation and the glass you see on the front is going to be the main entry, easily identifiable for everyone, and lead you right into the secure vestibule and then the admin. Interior, by pulling the admin space out into that addition, we're able to open up the front entry. After you pass through the secure vestibule, there will be a large 2-story space, which will allow you to see straight into the science labs and also upstairs through some glazing into the library. So we really like that area. It's going to open it up, provide a nice learning feature. The LGI is going to be right off to the right and allow a large collaboration space for the whole campus to enjoy. This is a cutaway from the library, so you can see the red carpet on the floor. We're replacing all those finishes and shells. That's going to mimic the skylight above, which is going to take advantage of the natural light, open the whole thing up, and make the entire campus feel refreshed. And the schedule. We have released drawings. We are presenting a contract for award tonight. We will be seeking a notice to proceed and commencing immediately. We have a contractor who's ready to get going. We are estimating substantial completion, setting substantial completion, in August 5th of 2017. I have a note next to that just to point out this project was originally scheduled to be the duration of 3 years. We have identified and phased and scheduled the construction to be done over 2 years. That was in efforts to increase participation during the bid process, to help our pricing and our construction costs, and to minimize the impact on the facility, the campus, and the staff themselves. So we're going to complete everything by August 2017 now. And with that, thank you. I'd open it up if anyone has any questions.
Does anyone have any questions?
About the athletic area, did you say you're removing the lockers?
We're removing and replacing the lockers with new.
Replacing, all right,
Yes.
I missed the replacing part, so, I was going, wait a second. And then, could you just show me the difference between the current, drop-off situation at Watkins and then what you're going to?
Sure. Can you get me back up? There we go. Yes.
Oh, wow, that's way at the beginning.
First drawing.
Yeah.
First. The site plans.
Keep going, a few more. Right there, one more, there we go. Existing Watkins Middle School, the parent drop-off is on the plan north, what you're looking at right now. As you see, there's an in and an out. This is the ultimate plan. When we're completed with construction, parents will be able to drive down, pull in closest to the school, loop around and exit. That will separate the traffic coming in and out. Right now, that's one combined drive and everybody's stuck.
That's a great job. Thank you.
Sure.
That's kind of a nightmare right now, actually.
It's not working right. So.
I feel like you're going to have some Facebook pictures pop up here in a minute.
There's the existing site. Took me a minute. So as you can see on here, there's currently one entry right there. That's the aerial.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Mr. Jackson?
As it relates to Watkins first, let me compliment you. I think the traffic flow is quite well done over the past 20 years. I've been to Watkins and Leader any number of times, and the traffic there is most interesting. When you did your analysis for square footage on a per-child basis, are you using the current TEA standards, or are we using the old standards?
We're using the current standards.
That was the answer I was looking for. Having been to Watkins to speak, before space was at a premium, so I appreciate the fact that you've expanded it. Mark, this question is really for you. We do have in here a track at a middle school, as we said that we would. Is it still envisioned that this track could be open to residents on the weekend or in the evenings?
Yes, Mr. Jackson. In fact, that's really the idea that was included in the bond proposal, as you know, to add a paved track to all of our middle schools so that we could get traffic off of the competition tracks at the high school. So our plan is for it to be a school use and a community use track.
Excellent, thank you.
Any other questions? Well, Mr. Smith and Mr. Ross, thank you very much. It looks beautiful, and we look forward to when we get started.
Thank you so much.
4B is our next report. The administration will provide a report on the design of Adam Elementary School additions and renovations and Francone Elementary School renovations. Dylan Brady and Dan Gross once again. But it sounds like it's just you, Dan.
Very pleased to be here tonight. President Mongoya, trustees, Dr. Henry, associate superintendents, pleased to be here to provide and be part of the team that's providing design and development update for Adam and Francone Elementary. We have quite a number of people here from VOK Architects. We have Mr. Todd Lean, we have Mr. Ken Hutchins, Mr. Tim Coons, Deborah McDowell, and Taylor Alford. I'm sorry, I forgot your last name. But he's the one who's been designing the project and is bringing us the design that we're talking about today. But with that, VOK will join us and lead us through the design development update.
President Mongoya, Dr. Henry, members of the board. We're very excited tonight to give you an update on Adam Elementary School and Francone. Both are very exciting projects and will be definite improvements to the district. Over the last several months, we've been meeting with a number of folks. We've had the pleasure to work with Beth May and her team on the design of the additions at Adam Elementary School and all the facilities staff as well. It's been a pleasure working with the group over the last several months. So we kicked off this project in August of 2015, and today we're presenting an update to you on the design development of both projects. To start, we'll start with Adam Elementary School. There are several additions happening to this campus and renovations. There will be a new security vestibule, 4 science classroom additions, 4 science classrooms, 6 pre-K kindergarten classrooms, a kitchen expansion, and many renovations to the school. The school will get a pretty major facelift, including finishes, an inclusion of some multi-purpose classrooms that the school currently does not have, 6 flexible learning spaces located throughout the central core of the building, renovations to the kitchen, and some life safety upgrades throughout. To get everybody oriented to the site, the school is located at Dakar Drive and Honeygrove Lane. The flow, as you can see, of the traffic, the majority of parking there is on the north end of the site, north part of the site. The entry there being in the central core, and the bus loop there on the right part of the screen. For the most part, the flow of traffic on this site will remain as is. There aren't any major changes happening to parking and that sort of thing. There will be some renovations to the asphalt that's out there, replacement of the asphalt, but in general, the flow of the campus will remain the same. This will be a 2-summer project. There will be additions that will start at the beginning of this summer, some that will continue on through next year, and hopefully will be finished before 2017, but renovations will commence this summer and flow all the way through next summer. We wanted to kind of start with that just to kind of get everybody oriented to what will be happening throughout the school, and then we're going to dive into some of the particulars about the plan and the design of the future additions. So as I said, we have classroom additions. We have a new front entry vestibule. In addition to the kitchen, it's a little bit undersized, so that we, in addition of a cooler freezer there, renovation of the existing future admin, and relocation of the existing hardtop surface. There's a hardtop surface on the west side of the site that's currently used and will be relocated due to the classroom addition on the west part of the site. This project is a little bit of a challenge as far as getting students, staff, and teachers into the campus during construction. Obviously, we'll be adding a new secure entry onto the building, so we're going to have to provide a temporary entry to get students and staff safely into the building. And the first summer will be mostly life safety, upgrades to the building, including a sprinkler system, above ceiling work. Throughout the duration of the campus, there will be different parts and pieces that are going to be getting these renovations just due to the complexities of the project. We'll be infilling an existing atrium. And again, as we kind of go through the presentation, you'll kind of see how all the parts and pieces fall together. The gray areas on the screen here are the future additions. Again, the extension of the sprinkler system will continue on into the summer of 2017. The remaining renovations throughout the school, as we get into that here shortly, will follow that, and remaining of the site work will continue as well. I'm going to just touch briefly on this slide, but I wanted everybody to kind of see we're touching just about everything on the school, and I just want to highlight a few things: the additions, the renovations, track replacement, and then we'll dive into the plan. The bold areas on the plan show the proposed additions. Again, on the left side, we have the 4 science classrooms and pre-K and K. Right now, the admin area is kind of tucked into the core of the building, so we're going to push that out. That's the reason for the secure entry vestibule on the top right. The admin for the school, all parts and pieces of that will get relocated into this addition, as well as the addition of an SOS classroom for the school's needs. On the bottom right there is the location of the new addition of the kitchen. Throughout the interior core of the building, the main structure of the open concept will remain the same. As I said, finishes are going to be upgraded, the carpet, LVT, ceilings throughout. Technology infrastructure will be introduced into the campus. So a lot of exciting things going on throughout the school. On this campus, this has a sunken library there in the center of the building. I think it was mentioned on other projects that there was mention of filling this in. The campus at this school, the staff really felt like it gave it a little bit of a sense of feeling to have that sunken library there, and also has a big mural that goes around the library. So parts and pieces of that are going to remain the same, with the renovations of adding a breakout classroom space to the library that they currently don't have now. And here's just a blow up of the additions, the science classrooms on the top and bottom, and pre-K and K in the center core. As you know, there are some infrastructure pieces that go along with pre-K and K classrooms as far as plumbing infrastructure. So putting these classrooms in an addition just lends itself to be built much easier. As mentioned, in the interior core of the existing school, the layout will remain the same, but the school is getting new furniture throughout, new carpet throughout, as mentioned previously. And here is a blow-up of the new admin entry vestibule. You'll walk in, like in most newer schools now, you'll walk in through the vestibule and immediately go into the reception area, where you'll be then given access into the campus. Adam Elementary School currently is kind of a monotone school, and we wanted to give the school a sense of presence. From the street, it's a little bit difficult to see where that main entry is. So Taylor and the design team, they've done an excellent job of really defining the front entry. We're incorporating some accent stone to the school, which it currently doesn't have. For that main entry element, you can see the existing entry on the right. We're really excited to give the school a much improved sense of entry there. For the most part, the building additions, we're matching the existing materials. There'll be a brown brick veneer, and most of that will just really fit into what's there, but we did want to highlight the main entry there. Here's a view of the new entry as you approach the school from the exterior. So you'll have your reception area there on your left, and then you'll be able to go into the campus. Here's a view of just outside the science classroom, a breakout space. This is a very open concept school now, but we really defined some breakout spaces, flex spaces throughout the school in the new design. So now we want to switch gears onto the updates for Francone. Francone, still a very important project, not quite as much scope happening at this campus, but it is just to kind of orient everybody to that campus. That's at Perry and Winfern. This school this summer is scheduled to receive some technology infrastructure upgrades. We're also, with minimal effort, creating a secure vestibule. Right now you go into the campus and you're able to get through into the core of the school, so we're adding some storefront there to create a little bit more security there at the front entry. There'll be some building envelope upgrades, including replacement of the existing storefront window system throughout, some mechanical upgrades, and then replacing flooring throughout, as well as painting throughout to give the school a little bit of a newer presence. There's been discussions of the lighting levels being low in that campus, and we feel that the lighting itself is fine, but replacement of some of the finishes will really brighten the space without having to change out all the lights, because the lights were replaced not too long ago. So where we've been, as I said, we kicked off back in August. We've received proposals on the project, and tonight will be an award of a contract, as we're recommending a contract for approval tonight on both projects. And with that, I'll open it up with any questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Ms. Blackshear?
I have just more of a comment request. Dr. Henry, do you think in the future the board could be provided with the PowerPoint presentation? Because for me, I've had a lot of difficulty seeing what's what and reading the words, and it's just been hard to follow. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I don't really have a question as much as a comment. I didn't even recognize Adam. That's amazing, amazing. And that's going to be a huge benefit to all three of my children with Adam.
Okay.
A huge benefit to that entire community to have a showcase school like that right in the middle of our neighborhood. And I think when in the past when we get complaints about some people have complained about the way that we build a lot of our schools, and ironically none of those that complain are actual developers in these communities. And so that is really going to enhance that entire community. So that's a great job by you guys. Thank you very much. Long overdue, but a great job.
Mr. Jackson?
If you would briefly comment on the need for having an enhanced entryway that is easily identifiable from the street and what the benefit of that is?
Well, I think just from a sense of feeling about the school, currently right now when you go to the campus, there is not a direct access into the admin to where you're enter into the school, into a secure vestibule, and directly into a reception area. We were able to capture the security elements of providing the addition at the front while also creating a beautiful entry to the school. Also, and I can flip back to that image. The front entry drop-off area for parents, there is no covering out there currently. So it served many purposes to putting the addition at the front of the school, give the kids a more secure entry, cover during pickup and drop-off. So does that kind of answer the question?
Yes, basically what you're saying is that there are practical considerations as well as security considerations as opposed to merely aesthetics.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Any other questions? Again, I would like to say what a great job it is and how beautiful both those schools look, and we really appreciate it. And you're Mr. Kuntz, right?
Kuntz.
Kuntz.
Yes.
Okay, and I didn't get all the names, but we appreciate your team very much. I think it's Mr. Lean, Mr. Hutchins, Ms. McDowell, and Mr. Alford.
Yes.
Okay, well, we appreciate the work very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Dr. Henry wants to say something.
Just one comment, and certainly we appreciate both of our architectural teams, but we appreciate too the principals and the staff on those campuses working with the architects, and of course Roy and his staff. They give so many great suggestions that I know architects appreciate.
Absolutely.
So just want to, it was a good team effort by all of those.
I know Beth May is out there just to make sure that this thing went off without a hitch. So that's, yeah, the principals do a great job to help us with that. So thank you, guys.
I think that concludes our reports for tonight. Let's look at our action items, first starting with our consensus action items 5A. The board will consider approving the tax refunds of $500 or greater for Cypress-Fairbanks ISD. Any questions on that item? B, the board will consider approving the minutes of the March 10th, 2016 regular meeting. Any questions there? All right, that concludes our consensus items. Let's look at our non-consensus and see if there's any we want to move to consensus. 6A, the board will consider awarding bids and contracts and/or authorizing purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item. And I do believe we have a presentation on that. Is that correct? No? Nope. Questions only? Does anyone have any questions on that after reviewing your board package? No? Can that be moved to consensus? Okay, good. I may have to read all these first before we do that. Auto enhancement, 2,500 plus classrooms, district-wide, employee basic life, AD&D insurance and employee, spouse, child optional life, AD&D insurance, graphing calculator.
You're fine.
Graphing calculator purchases for high school and middle school, hazardous waste disposal, instructional materials, textbooks, ebooks, workbooks, and teachers' materials. 6, Leader Elementary furniture replacement and portable building removal and relocation. So I want to repeat my statement. Are there any questions on those items since I didn't read them all right? Can we move that to consensus, ladies and gentlemen? Great. All right. Okay. B, the board will consider approving the instructional material allotment and TEACS certification. Any questions on this item?
I have one.
Thank you, Ms. Blacksher.
Just a question. I saw referred in there an attendance committee. Who makes up the attendance committee? Weren't we on C?
The attendance
Okay.
committee for the transfers?
Yes. Or for the compulsory attendance and?
This particular agenda item doesn't have anything to do with the attendance committee, so.
Next one, I'm sorry.
Policy, she's Okay. referring to the FEA.
Yeah.
FEA local. I apologize. I thought you were on the previous, that's the reason I was confused.
No,
I apologize.
yeah.
We're getting there in just a minute.
Okay.
How about any questions on B, instructional materials allotment and TEACS certification? Can that go to consent? Ladies and gentlemen, any objections to that? All right. Now we're going to go to C. The board will consider approving on first reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies. 1, FDB local admissions, intra-district transfers and classroom assignments is a revision. FEA local attendance compulsory attendance revision. 3, FEC local attendance for credit revision. And that's it. And I think we have a question on that one.
Yes. Who makes up the attendance committee?
Good evening. We do have a campus-based attendance committee.
Okay.
And typically it's made up of an administrator and a teacher on the campus.
Okay,
And
for
then
each campus?
For each campus,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Go ahead, Tom.
Tom, Mr. Jackson first.
On item 9, we have removed the paragraph as it relates to higher education visits. Is this a Cy-Fair policy, or is this a state, as a result of state action?
Well, this is a recommendation that we received from TASB.
Do you have any background information on why TASB recommended this change to remove it?
I believe the only thing that's been removed, you and I are looking at the same thing, is just the travel time. Yes. And in most cases, the travel time is not added into the 2 days that the students receive. Is that what you're referring to, sir?
Question is, will students still be able to have an excused absence to go visit colleges and universities?
Absolutely. It's required by law, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Ryan?
Marnie, on FDB local,
Sorry, I was scrolling to FEA and now, okay. Yes, sir.
I had a joke, but I'm gonna let that one go. Caught myself just right in the nick of time. Is the wording on that just directly related to a Senate bill? Is why we're doing that? I mean, where we go from from legal residence to primary?
That is actually a change that I made for clarity, because in Texas, years ago, many of the standard language for many of the divorce decrees moved to using the terminology of primary residence, like one parent will establish the primary residence of the child. And then in the TEA handbook, they were still using the word legal. And I was actually, in trying to explain to parents, or who establishes the primary residence of the child for attendance purposes, it was just causing confusion, the fact that we were using the term legal. And so I recommended that we do it to be more consistent with the change in the Texas forms a few years ago for standard custody orders.
Thank you.
Right, any other questions on those items? Can we move that to consent? Everyone agreeable with that? Great. D, the board will consider approving construction proposals and contracts paid from bond funds to the recommended contractors, and authorize the superintendent or designee to execute all necessary documents related to such contracts as follows. And we have 3 to talk about. 1, Adam Elementary School additions and renovations, and Francone Elementary School renovations. 2, Bain Elementary School and Middle School additions and renovations. And 3, Watkins Middle School additions and renovations and Leader Elementary School. Any questions on any of those items? We did receive the report on Bain and Dean Middle School last month. I'm sure everyone will recall that.
Could I make one comment?
Yes, Dr. Henry?
Yes, just. And Roy may have to give me some specifics here, but I know I asked Roy this question yesterday of where we are with our. There's been a lot of there's been a lot of news items lately about cost overruns with bond elections and where they're going to be able to deliver other districts, where they'll be able to deliver what they promised. And Roy told me yesterday, and in fact I double checked it with Dylan today, that with these projects we're still running under budget so far with our 2014 bond program. So I think, again, that's of great credit to Roy and Dylan and Stuart and all of our principals and campus leaders out there and architects to make sure that we keep things and we deliver what we promise to the taxpayers. So I think that's something to brag about.
That is definitely something to brag about. A lot of districts can't say that, so I'm always glad to say that. Can that all be moved to consent agenda? Or, Mr. Jackson, do you have a question?
Madam President, I would prefer that this not be moved to the consent agenda, since I'd prefer that we wait until Monday when we have a full board because of the size of the contracts.
All right, that will not be moved to consent. Looking at E, the board will consider authorizing the superintendent or designee to enter into the miscellaneous professional service contracts related to the following projects. 1, Adam Elementary School additions and renovations and Francone Elementary School renovations. A, material testing services. B, HVAC testing and balancing services. And C, roof inspection services. Any questions on any of those items? Can we move that to consent, or do we want to have that for Monday's board meeting? Are you all right with that going to consent, Mr. Jackson? Great. All right. E2, Bain Elementary School and Middle School additions and renovations. A, material testing services. B, HVAC testing and balancing services. C, roof inspection services. And D, asbestos monitoring services. Any questions on any of those? Can that be moved to consent agenda? Yes, that can be moved to consent.
Sorry.
3, Watkins Middle School additions and renovations and Leader Elementary School. A, materials testing services, HVAC testing and balancing services. And that is that last item on that particular number. Any questions? Is consent agenda okay for that? Mr. Jackson?
Aren't you just asking for E in general, or are you asking for each subset of E?
I did ask for the 3 since it was 3 different schools.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm good with all of them.
You're good with them, Mr. Jackson? Good. Great. Then I think, if I haven't confused everybody enough, we go to F. The board will consider approving the granting of a 0.0207 acre water meter easement and a 0.0059 acre sanitary sewer line easement to Mills Road Municipal Utility District for water and sewer services to the new Matsky Elementary Replacement School, and authorize the superintendent or designee to negotiate the final terms and execute all related documents. Any questions on that? May that go to consent? G, the board will consider approving the granting of a 0.1421 acre tract for a water line easement and a 0.0144 acre tract of land for a water meter easement to Northwest Harris County Mud Number 10 for providing water services to the cold food warehouse on our multi-campus site. Any questions? All right. H, the board will consider approving the CenterPoint Energy Houston Electric LLC blanket utility easement to provide electrical service for the new Matsky Elementary Replacement School. Any questions, anyone? Can we move that to consent? All right. I, the board will consider approval and execution of the plat for Watkins Middle School and Leader Elementary School. Any further questions? Can we move that to consent? Okay. I think that is our last item on our last non-consensus item on the action agenda, but let me just check, because I've got a couple of different copies up here. That's it. I don't think we have a need for an executive session tonight. Am I correct on that? I'm looking at Marnie. Dr. Henry, do you agree? No executive session tonight? Well, that would conclude our meeting for tonight, and we appreciate everyone that attended, and we certainly appreciate the architects' presentations. We're looking forward to seeing those beautiful new schools. Oh, and Monday, you don't want to miss the meeting because it's going to be one of the best meetings of the year. We're going to have our board shadowing. And we always look forward to welcoming our seniors, and so we'll look forward to seeing, if you're not here in person, at least catch it on TV. Thanks and good evening.
And Stuart, when she said seniors, she wasn't referring to you. Well, I thought maybe you had that in, but just some questions only on the next page. But that's not your fault. Yeah. We need to double check that.
When they have their presentation.